It's joke, no joke, no joke. Oh, you know what it is. Keep on hating. You know what it is. Choke, no joke. I'm in the building. I know I'm late. It ain't the guard hours. The building destroy hour. Get ready going to the born hour. Right now is, you know, building destroy power guard hour. You know what I mean? I apologize for y'all for being late. I try to take me a little nap. You know what I mean? Little old man nap, and I overslept. Then I had to get me something to eat because I wasn't gonna come on here hungry. So I had to get me something to eat. You know what I mean? But I am in the building. Choke no joke. Come on in, come on, come on. Shout out to my man Chuck Dickinson in the building. You know what I mean? My man Whack on Wood in the building, first in the building. My girl Michelle Frizzy second up in the building. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa is number 3. The Chuck is number 4. Z Bezos number 5. You know what I mean? Sweet love, sweet love. All right, number 6. The Certainty. That's what it is, right? Certainty show. Number 7. Alexander Gray. Number 8. CC Crippin. Number 9 in the top 10, Taiwan Grant. Or Gad, my bad. All right. Choke no joke, you know what it is, man. We in the building. I got a good one for y'all tonight. My man Tory Lanez, man. Was denied, you know, but it ain't over. I know y'all already got denied, but it ain't over. I'm gonna give you more detail on that. It's the countdown for Lil Boosie for the big house. You know what I mean? And if you didn't know about all that went on, I'm going to recap it. But my man got 9 days. It's the countdown for Lil Boosie for the big house. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get into that. You know, and my man Akon got locked up. He got locked up. They won't let me out. They won't let me out. He got locked up. That ain't funny though. But shout out to my man Akon. You know, I mean, he a good dude. He ain't a creep like the rest of you creeps out here. But that, I got some more on the Tupac case. It's coming up in February. I got some info on that. You know, and Vivica Fox, boy, Vivica, you are dickmatized. Poor little Vivica, nigga, keep Curtis put that beep beep on her. She's still living that. We gonna talk about that too, man. Choke no joke. We got. Oh, I know I said I wasn't gonna talk about Max B no more, but I got one more edition before I wrap it up. All right, Carla, I see you in the building. Observer in the building. Dope Montana, I see you. AG Estates, what up? Steven, what up? All right, Johnny Brizzy is in the building. Choke no joke. Y'all know what it is. Keep on hating. You know what it is. Let's get this show started. Yeah.
Choke no joke. Yeah. It's choke no joke. Choke no joke. Chicken choke no joke. Choke no joke. Niggas choke no joke.
Choke no joke. We in the building. Truth be told, you already know. Learn from mistakes too. Out right now. All right. You know how I do it. Yes, sir. RH bars. My God, I appreciate you. All right. So, where do I start? You know, um, let's start with Vivica A. Fox. Vivica ain't acting like a fox right now. She acting butthurt. I don't know what it is, but she more recently was doing a Q&A panel, and somebody asked her about relationships, and she told them, whatever they do, don't date nobody like 50 Cent, but no rappers. And I'm like, whoa, like, Vivica, why you discriminating? Because of Curtis? Like 50 Cent got you that butt hurt, you still with Vivica? I think Vivica, she that MTV look, 50 brought her to the MTV Awards. Yeah, she missed those looks. Being on a man's arm. We ain't seen her on the man's arm since. And I was standing right there when 50 came through. Nigga 50 came through. He had Vivica Fox on his arm. You know, niggas like me was salty, like, damn, this nigga got the chick from Independence Day. That was before she started touching her face and messed up her cutie face up. Now she looked like, I don't know what she looked like who did it and ran. But I was standing right there, man. I was on the red carpet, you know, on the red carpet. Unlike you scrubs that be out here hating. Yeah, the cameraman. Yeah, I lived a good life, baby. I was on the carpet and I seen 50 come through. You know, he was with my man Hervé from Interscope. Uh, I think Yayo was probably still locked up at that time. Walker was with him. Lloyd Banks was with him. But she used to look good back then, man. I'm like, look at this nigga. This nigga got the chick from Independence Day. You know what I mean? And now she out here kicking his back in. She calling him gay, all types of stuff. That was like 22, 23 years ago, damn near 25 years ago. And she still got hate for 50. But I'm going to let y'all know, I was there. You don't believe me? I went and pulled the footage just for y'all. Now, I ain't trying to give y'all too much because y'all know I'm working on my docu-series. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we're working on my docu-series. I've been digitizing all my footage and everything. So I came across that footage and I was like, you know what? That's God. This must be perfect timing. Cause she talking about 50 and 50's probably gonna enjoy this clip, right? 50 came through with his little mobster gear on, with Vivica Fox on his arm, on the red carpet. I'm like, look at this nigga 50. Nigga got the Independence Day chick. I know y'all like, nigga Choke, you wasn't there. You wasn't there, Choke. You wasn't on the red carpet, Choke. Choke be frontin'. He wasn't there. Oh yeah? Okay, let me show you. See, that's before Vivica started touching that face. Look at her 50. Look at her 50. That's Banks right here on the right with the bandana on. That's Hervé, rest in peace, with his back turned to the camera. That's Hervé right there in the blue shirt. He passed away. Rest in peace. He was the Interscope rep. He the one I was telling y'all about that got mad at me when I interviewed Afeni Shakur and you know, was telling her that people were saying that Pac was alive and he was in the mall with Dre and Suge. Um, and it had got Afeni Shakur emotional, and she wouldn't do no more interviews after she did Rap City that day. But yeah, man, look at this. Look at 50. Look at 50. 50K through holding hands with Vivica. She had the tatas out, little cleavage showing. Young Buck right there next to 50. You can't see him right there. But if I play like the whole thing when you see them walking in, you'll see all of them or whatever. But yeah, I don't know, man. You know, I don't know why Vivica is so butthurt. You know what I mean? I don't know why she's so butthurt. She missed this time right here. Walking on the carpet, getting all the attention with 50. You ain't seen her with a nigga since. Vivica, why you so mad at 50? 50, what you do to that woman, man? 50, what you do to that woman, man? She can't forget this day right here, man. She can't let it go, 50. Shout out to the G Unit crew, my man Tony Ayo, Lloyd Biggity Banks, Young Buck ain't down no more. But this was when G Unit was G Unit. G Unit. This was when that was going on. 50 was on top of the world right here. Everybody was all over 50 back then. Look at her. Look at Vivica. She's salty. Everybody wanted to interview with 50. 50, what you do to this woman, 50? She can't let this day go, brother. You see Young Buck right there with the hat on in the shades? This is why they call me the content king, baby. I lived it. You know what I mean? I lived it. Never thought the camera would take me so far, boy. Took me all around the world, the best moments with the biggest celebrities. Vivica, you remember this? $50, remember this?
What's up?
One more time for the record.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Joke, no joke. The content king coming soon. Coming soon. You think that's something? That's nothing. That's like 1 second, 2 seconds out of my catalog. Wait till y'all see all of, oh my God. I can't even give it away. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be so nostalgic. You know what I mean? But shout out 50. Shout out Vivica. You know I love you, baby. Last time I seen Vivica in person probably was like the ABFF with um with and what's Marvette Brito, and this is when Lee Daniels was first putting out the what's the name of that movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. Oh God, it was the worst movie ever. Shadow Boxer. It was just so weird. And they got mad at me because I was like, I didn't like it. And in the industry, you got to play politics and lie and say the movie was great. And that's when I started learning all the politics in the movie. Because Vivica was like, Artie, that is a good movie, Artie. And I'm like, how she know my name? And I look, she with Marvette. I was like, Marvette then told Vivica my name, like, yo, we got to convince Choke to say that the movie's good. He got influence. We can't have him going around saying the movie's bad. That movie was horrible. I remember seeing me and Lee Daniels. We was uh we was at the Lowe's. That's where the ABFF was being held at. And what you call it, Marvette Brito and Lee Daniels was coming up the escalator and I was going down, right? And as we passing each other, um, Marvette says to Lee Daniels, yeah, Artie doesn't like your movie. And right. So Lee Daniels, he looking at me like, damn, brother. Like, and I just turned around because Monique was a crackhead in the movie. And this is like goddamn 2003, 4. Like, who the hell is still crackheads in movies at that time? Right. So Lee Daniels looked at me like, damn, brother, you don't like my movie? I put the black fist up. I was like, our sisters ain't crackheads in the year 2003, 4, 5, whatever year it was and stuff. And he just looked at me like, uh, I get that, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And then later on, he did I think his next movie after that was Precious. And then he kind of took off from there. Um, yeah, so I already knew he was like on some weirdo time. He had Cuba Gooding and there. Cuba Gooding was dressing like a tranny. Uh, he was having sex with his stepmother. It was just the weirdest goddamn movie. I mean, it was weird, bro. It was weird. So by the time Empire and all that came around, I already knew he was weird. But shout out to Lee Daniels. You got an Oscar with your creativity, brother. I can't knock you. However you get it, you get it. But I definitely wasn't jacking our sisters being crack. And then Monique is the crackhead in the movie, but she's paying for a white boy to putting the white boy through college and he become a nurse or a doctor or whatever. And she's so intelligent enough to put this white boy that she dated through college and get his medical degree, but she's the black woman smoking crack. Like I was just so upset with that movie. It was just so goddamn weird. But yeah, Shadow Boxer. That was I think Lee Daniels' first feature film. And I've known him since then. But shout out to Marvette Brito, shout out to Vivica A. Fox, shout out to Lee Daniels, shout out to 50 Cent. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Been there, done that, met them all, you know. Shout out to Marvette Brito too, because I remember her taking helicopters with us when we used to fly from New York to Philly to the set of The Woodsman. Dame and financed or invested in that movie, The Woodsman, when Kevin Bacon played the pedophile. I think that was another Lee Daniels movie. Like Lee Daniels, I don't know, bro. His imagination is a little different. Like I'm looking at Dame like, why are you investing in a movie about a pedophile, my nigga. Like, dang, the hood or black culture is not going to sit in no movie and watch no man go have sex with kids, my nigga. Like, why are you investing in that? Because it was Kevin Bacon. You know, Dame, he loved white people. You know, if his white is right with him. And that's when he invested in that movie. And that's why Lee Daniels owed him that $2 million. You remember when Dame ran down on Lee Daniels because he had owed him 2 million. Dame had gave him the money for that movie, and then I'm not sure if yeah, because his first movie was Shadowboxer, then it was The Woodsman, and then after The Woodsman came Precious, and then he got the Oscar for Precious, and then he blew up because Monique was in Shadowboxer as the crackhead chick, and then she got the lead and Precious. Then they got the Oscar for that. Then Lee Daniels blew up. And then after that, I think he did Empire if he didn't do another film. And he took off from there. And then he got rich and forgot about Dame giving him that 2 million for the Woodsman. And it all started from there. And I was there for it all. I seen it all. Right. But moving on to the next story in current events. My boy Tory Lanez. Tory, he fighting, man. He fighting. How many years Tory been locked up now? Let me see. 2023. So he only been down 2 years. Damn. It seemed like longer. Well, he got sentenced. Well, yeah, he went in on the sentencing. So yeah, he been down 2 years, man. But yeah, it's breaking news on that. My man Tory Lanez. I still feel like he's innocent, in my opinion. You know, Megan's like the Black Widow. Now the dude, Clay, he on the bench. He went from starting, got in a relationship with Megan Thee Stallion. Now this nigga's on the bench. His whole career he been starting, I believe. And now he's on the bench. We told him. We warned you, Clay. Clay, we warned you. You're lucky you ain't in jail, right? But getting to it. So the California Appeals Court denied Tory Lanez's appeal of his conviction in the Megan Thee Stallion shooting case. The court rejected his arguments regarding issues like admissibility of certain evidence and denied his bid to overturn the 2022 guilty verdict. His 10-year prison sentence remains in place, and his direct appeal is still pending with oral arguments set for next week. So it ain't over yet. You know what I'm saying? They denied, I guess, the first half or the first presentation, but next week he get to have his oral arguments, which may change things. But right now, he's looking at a release of man, was it 2032 maybe? Damn, that's yeah. Man, shout out to Tory Lanez. I know he wish he testified now, man. Trying to keep it real. Sometimes keeping it real goes wrong, man. Well, we'll see next week. We'll see what happens with the oral arguments. It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. Now, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but the boy Akon, he was locked up today in the A. Matter of fact, they got a mug shot too. Let me see if I can find this mug shot real quick. There you go. Shout out to Akon, man. Akon a good guy. Everybody love Akon, man. I think Akon going through a divorce too right now. His wife's trying to get half of his money. If I think she wanted like 300 million or some crazy number. I'm gonna look that up too. That's Akon mugshot. So all y'all wondering what did Akon get locked up for? Well, Akon was busted because he had a bench warrant issued for failure to appeal for a suspended license, according to legal docs. Cops say it all started back in September when Akon was driving a Tesla Cybertruck in Georgia. Police say that they were on patrol when they spotted the Cybertruck stranded in the middle of the road. They said Akon was the driver and he told the cops the battery died. This is why you won't catch me in no goddamn electric car, man. I don't care if it's a Cybertruck. I don't care if it's a cyber spaceship. You know what I'm saying? One second. I'm just not doing it. I can't like shout out to all y'all that got electric cars. But for me, one, I love to drive. You know, I love to drive across country. You know, many of y'all see me drive from New York to California, from Atlanta to California, all the way up to Oakland and back. I love road trips, but I can't find myself trying to do a road trip in an electric car. It's just, especially now where, people could hack your car, you know what I'm saying? Because it's ran by a computer. And and you could like run out of battery power. For me, I like to travel cross country, long drives, 10-hour drives, 13-hour drives, 16-hour drives. I just like it because it's just peaceful to be driving and seeing different scenery, especially when you go to places you never been to before, right? But for me, I like to drive and pull up to a gas station, go use the bathroom, probably give me some goodies, you know what I'm saying, and keep it pushing, right? Fuel up. It'll take all of maybe 15, 20 minutes if I got to use the bathroom. If I don't have to use the bathroom, it could take 5 to 10 minutes and jump in the car and go another 10 hours. With an electric car, you got to pull over, plug the joint up, and wait like an hour minimum. Like an hour, I could have drove another 60 miles. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Some people love the electric cars. Me, that's not my thing. I can't do the electric cars, especially going long distance, because it takes up too much of your time. And imagine if you got to do that and you making a trip like, let's just say, from Atlanta to Miami, you know, that's like 10 hours, right? On that trip, you might have to fuel up twice or twice and a half, depending on what kind of car you got, right? I can't even imagine if I was in an electric car. If I got to fuel up 2.5 times, that means I might have to stop 2.5 times in an electric car for battery power. And that's another 2.5 hours added on to the 10-hour drive. I just can't do it. But more power to y'all that got the electric cars and love it, right? So police say that they called the tow truck to move the cyber truck, and while waiting, the officer says he discovered Akon's license was suspended for a failure to appear from back in January 2023. Cops say Akon was issued a citation for driving while his license was suspended and released from the scene. The officer also noted in the report an illegal vape in the center console was seized during the inventory and submitted for destruction. Fast forward to 5 days ago, and Akon was arrested on a bench warrant. Akon got locked up in Georgia after being arrested on a warrant, but he has already been let out of jail. He got locked up in DeKalb County. That's the same county where that cop just kicked that man out of the woman's bathroom because he identified as a woman and visually clearly he looked just like a man. So they said that the Chamberlain Police Department arrested Akon in the morning on a out of county warrant, and he was booked into jail and released within 6 hours. But as you can see, he's out. So shout out to Akon, Convict Music. Let me tell you something. If my license is suspended, especially in states like Georgia or New York, I am not taking the risk of driving around knowing my license is suspended. You're going to jail, bro. I don't care who you are, how famous you are going to jail. If you know your license is suspended, Uber. It don't make no sense to go and sit in jail knowing your license is suspended, especially if you knew your license was suspended for 2 years. And you driving fancy cars, you know you're gonna catch a DWB driving while black. You know, some of these cops be jealous, man, seeing a black man in a nice car. And Akon's a little extra black. But I'm gonna move on to the next story, which is my man Vlad's favorite. Well, not no little more. I think Takashi's Vlad's favorite now. Boosie Badass. The countdown has begun for Boosie Badass. For that goofy charge he got for having that gun in San Francisco, or was it San Diego? One or the other, on the West Coast, when he had that gun on him at that video shoot. He pled guilty to it in the state and got probation. The feds came and picked up the case, charged him again with it, and he had already pled to it. You know, even though he came up with these crazy ass stories, you know, eventually he pled guilty to it in the state and got probation. And the feds came and picked it up and recharged him. And when they recharged him, now he got a federal case. And then he was trying to fight the federal case. And then he went and pled guilty to the federal case. And now he got 9 days to find out what his fate is in this trial. Now, he's saying that he think he gonna get a few months. And he also thinking that he gonna get a pardon from Trump. I don't know if he gonna get a pardon from Trump. You know, I know a pardon costs a couple of million. I'm sure Boosie got a couple of million. But Trump ain't gonna be sitting there bailing everybody out of trouble because they got money. It's not gonna look right in the government eyes for him to just go ahead and pardon Boosie because Boosie got some money and he famous. I doubt that Boosie's gonna get. I think he say he looking at. He think he might get like 6 months or whatever. I don't think so, bro. One, you got a gun on you from another state, first and foremost. You denied that the gun was yours. You denied you had a gun on you. You denied, like you lied so much uh, up until he decided to plead guilty. When the police pulled him over, he was saying it was the security gun and he didn't have no gun and all this other stuff. And they had him dead to right because of the video. So if they didn't really want him to grease him, I mean, give it to him without no grease, they would have let it go with him pleading to the state, and he would have got the probation for the gun. I don't know how a convicted felon get caught with a pistol and just get probation anyway. I don't know. Maybe because I'm from New York, and in New York, you mandatory getting at least 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Um, in California, I really don't know what the gun law is. Let me look it up. Let's see what they say. How much time can you get? How much? Oh God. For an illegal gun charge in federal court, the sentence for a felon in possession is up to 10 years in prison. But a 15 mandatory minimum applies if the person has 3 or more prior felony convictions for violent crimes or serious drug offenses under the Armed Career Criminal Act. The specific sentence depends on the defendant's criminal history, which influences the federal sentencing guidelines. So he can get up to 10 years. Let's see how much time you can get for an illegal gun in federal court with a drug conviction. Yeah, up to 10 years. Let's see if he had a misdemeanor. Misdemeanor. A misdemeanor drug conviction does not in itself create an automatic federal charge for possessing an illegal gun, but the conviction makes a person prohibited possessor. If a person with a misdemeanor drug conviction is found with an illegal firearm, they can face federal penalties, including up to 10 years in prison under 18 USC 92, 922G, and 924A, with the potential for additional charges like a mandatory 5-year sentence. If the firearm is connected to drug trafficking. Let's see if you have a federal drug conviction. 5 years. So he looking at anywhere from a 5 to 10. More probably a 5, because I think he was locked up for, I think, marijuana. I think what let's see what Boosie was convicted of. All right, prior convictions. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison for drug and gun charges. Oh, this nigga, he already had a gun charge. Oh, he's cooked. He's cooked. In 2009, he was sentenced to 4 years in prison for drug and gun charges. In 2010, he was indicted for first degree murder, but was found not guilty in 2012. In 2010, he was also sentenced to 10 years for multiple drug possession charges with the intent to distribute. He was released in 2014 after serving 5 years of his sentence for drug charges. Oh no, this nigga got a effed up record, bro. He got an effed up record. He got a gun charge in 2009. He's cooked. And he think he gonna get a few months? Yeah, okay. Oh, Boosie, he can forget that. He not getting no few months, y'all. I mean, I don't wish no bad on the nigga, but being realistic, he got prior gun conviction, and he getting man and the feds, and he got drug conviction. The guidelines they gonna kill him alone on that. Baton Rouge rapper Boosie will return to a federal court room in November to receive a sentence in his ongoing gun possession case. United States prosecutors are recommending that Boosie, whose real name is Torrance Hatch, receive a 2-year sentence and 3 years of supervised release. According to Hatch plea agreement, a person who is only identified by initials purchased a black Glock 19 semi-automatic 9mm pistol and a black and purple Hellcat semi-automatic 9mm pistol in Georgia in December 2022. The same person later purchased airline tickets from Atlanta to San Diego for Hatch and one of the rapper's associates in May of 2023. According to the agreement, Hatch, Hatch's associate checked the guns for the flight. Hatch was spotted on Instagram that same day with one of the guns in his waistband once he arrived in San Diego, according to the agreement. San Diego television station KSWB reported that Hatch was in town to perform at a nightclub and was leaving the scene of a music video shoot in the backyard of a home when the driver he was with was tracked down by a helicopter and pulled over. Hatch is barred from possessing firearms because of a 2011 felony conviction for possession with the intent to distribute Schedule 1 and Schedule 2 substances in Baton Rouge Parish, in addition to a 2011 conviction for illegal contraband to and from an penal institution and criminal conspiracy to entice a felony in Baton Rouge. Hatch faced up to 15 years in prison, a $250,000 fine, and an additional time of supervised release. As a part of the plea, federal prosecutors agreed to convict Hatch of felony possession of a firearm and ammunition and dismiss the charge of unlawful user or addict in possession of a firearm and ammunition. The judge will still need to approve the plea. Hatch is currently not in custody. Okay. So if they agree to give him 2 years, 2 years for a gun with his record, money talk, boy. That nigga, he really spread some paper on that lawyer. If the max, now I see why he's saying he might get a couple of months. Because if the max they trying to give him is 2 years and some change for the gun because he pled guilty to it. I still don't see him doing a couple of months, 5 months for no gun. but we'll see. But I know he got this dude on the West Coast that's threatening him, saying that the Hoovers is going to get him when he come through, because he owes some dude, allegedly owes some dude some money over some party or something like that. But dude is on YouTube talking about uh his Hoover dudes is gonna get Boosie when he touched down in the jail, you know. But that's Boosie badass. You know, Boosie badass ain't scared. He ain't scared of nothing. That's Boosie badass, right? But let's move on to the next story. All right. Now, the next thing I want to talk about real quick, this ain't gonna take long, is we are also now officially 90 days from the Tupac Shakur trial. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, unless they push it back right now, is 90 days from the trial beginning. Now, several things that I noticed about this Tupac trial, you know, rest in peace, Pop, right? One of the things that I noticed is there's been a lot of silence from the people that may be involved in this case, like Pork Butt. You know, for years, this nigga been on the internet just talking. So I don't know if the subpoenas don't went out, because it's about that time for subpoenas to go out for that case. But he's been very quiet. He hasn't been up there with his white boyfriend talking about Tupac case like that. You know, the nigga been ducking choke, no joke. Talking about him being present when Suge Knight and Omar Bradley had that fight, and Rafael Perez, uh, according to Omar Bradley, was present, and he didn't tell Phil Carson that uh, Rafael Perez was there, or he may not even told him about that fight. But as you notice, you know, his boy just been running old repeats. Pork Butt ain't got nothing to say. He's still talking trash about, you know, other YouTubers. But when it come to that case, he ain't got nothing to say about Keefy D right now. He ain't got nothing to say about that case, because they on his ass like a cheap suit, in my opinion. So either he done got his subpoena for the case and was told to shut the hell up. You know, shout out to my man RJ Bond. I even noticed his channel. He done took everything down off his channel. I don't know if he's gonna be subpoenaed in it as well, you know, because of, you know, him working with Keefy D, um, or the lawyers. I don't know what's going on with that. But, you know, shout out to RJ Bond, you know. But I noticed he took everything down off his page. He ain't got nothing up. A couple of weeks ago, he still had some stuff up. Now he has nothing up except for two clips of the lawyers, you know, giving a shout out to the Tupac, you know. So I don't know. And even the boy Simon, he been quiet. You know, you haven't heard too much from him lately. So either the subpoenas are going out, or the prosecutors told Pork Butt, you better keep your goddamn mouth shut. You done said way too much. You know what I'm saying? And we can ready to get this trial going. and we need you to shut up because you are head witness, which makes no sense to nobody that's been following this case, that the prosecutors will be using Reggie Wright Jr. as they head witness with all his incompetence in this case. The guy that was able to call his dad within minutes and tell him exactly Orlando Anderson and them, they shot Tupac and Suge. He was able to call his daddy and give a name, but didn't go to the courts or go to the precinct or go to his handlers or go to the district attorney and tell them, or to the grand jury, because we got his grand jury testimony. He never said how he knew Orlando Anderson did it. He never testified to that. He never testified to how he was able to call his daddy and tell him Orlando Anderson did it within an hour. Before the hour. And then he lied and said Suge told him when he got to the hospital. And Suge said that, I ain't tell you that, nigga. What you talking about? I told you that. I ain't tell you that. I ain't even see you. So I'm just curious to see, how does the prosecution use Reggie Wright Jr. as they lead witness when this nigga wasn't at the fight? He wasn't in the caravan when the shooting took place, but he's at the grand jury testifying. And then when he gets to the grand jury and testify, he don't tell him that he was the one that called his daddy and told him Orlando Anderson was the shooter. And if you told the prosecutors Orlando Anderson was the shooter, who told you? Who told you Orlando was the shooter? Because you wasn't there. And why didn't you tell the prosecutors who told you that Orlando wasn't the shooter so they could subpoena them and have them come to court and testify? It don't make no sense. Pork butt. Who told you? And why you didn't go and tell the prosecutors who told you? Because you told your daddy. Your daddy's on record at least 3 times saying, yeah, Reggie told me Orlando did the shooting. He called me. And then his pops called Bobby Ladd in them, right? But none of them testified as to who said that. Even though we know all that is BS. No goddamn Orlando did nothing. They lucky we can't get his medical records because of the HIPAA laws. But there's one documentary out there that got Orlando Anderson's medical records, and it shows the time when he got discharged. I've been looking for that for goddamn months, and I can't remember what's the name of the documentary, and I didn't think to save it when I saw it. But it got Orlando Anderson's medical records listed in this documentary, and they show where he got the time he got discharged for a dislocated shoulder. In that document, it shows that he got discharged in the time, and it shows the timeline. There's no way that he could have left the hospital and been in that car at the time of the shooting from the time that he got discharged. And I'm telling you, for the life of me, I cannot remember what's the name of that documentary. All I know is it's a white lady that's doing the commentating and showing the evidence. And she's showing that Orlando Anderson could not have been in the car. And she shows the goddamn medical records and shows the time Orlando got discharged from the hospital. He could not have been in that car, y'all. I'm telling you, he could not have been in that car at all. And I'm going to find it because I keep digging. But it's so many goddamn Tupac documentaries on YouTube. Jesus Christ. I wish I would have saved it. But hopefully, if anybody's seen it or know what I'm talking about, please email it to me at chokenojoke@gmail. I'll check that, my fellow Americans. You check it too if you get a chance. I cannot find it, man. Oh, I can't find it. But I saw it with my own eyes. I saw the medical records. I saw the time he got discharged. I saw what they even gave him a sling. Yeah, yeah. So, like I said, we got 90 days until the Tupac, Amari Shakur, Lisan Crooks, uh, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis trial. February, y'all. But like I said, shout out to my man RJ Barnes. The Tupac cover up is still up. Now I did check that. The Tupac assassination channel is dead. Like everything is off of there. But you can still see Tupac cover up. For all y'all that didn't get a chance to see that, go see it before that comes down. I don't know if it will or not, but um, it's a lot of weird activity going on with Pork Butt being quiet and RJ's channel being wiped of all his content. But like I said, you still got Tupac cover up on Tubi, so go check that out. And we 90 days into the trial, y'all. 90 days into the trial. It's going to be interesting. Definitely going to be interesting. And moving on to my next story. How many of y'all have been to the Brandy and Monica tour? Anybody out there got a chance to see the Brandy and Monica tour? Is it worth going to see? I be seeing them in their coat colors. You know what I mean? I see all the people that's in that secret cult been going out, especially the LA one. I seen them and you seen the camel and his wife at the joint. Like all the Illuminati crew, they was there. But I don't think Boys the Men is on that tour. I think it's Kelly Rowland and Maya. I don't know who else. I think Kelly and Maya is the opening act. But I haven't heard anybody talking about the Brandy and Monica tour to the point where I feel like I need to go and buy a ticket. Now I know Brandy personally. And I missed the one in Atlanta, but they supposed to come back to Atlanta. I love me some Monica. Um, but the reason I haven't ran out and bought a ticket is that I haven't heard nobody talking about it in a way like it's exciting. You know what I'm saying? Look, I haven't seen one person in the chat say they saw it or went to it. Brother man, Illuminati can have fun too. Illuminati can have your soul, your mind, soul, and your body. Go ahead and give it up. Go throw your devil horns up, throw on your colors, your white, your red, your black, your green, your purple, all of those mixed up, however you want to do it, brother man. Get out there. Go sell your soul, brother. I don't know, but I haven't heard anybody talk about it, man. Look, none of y'all saw it. None of y'all fellas took y'all goddamn women to see the Brandy and Monica. Why is that? Y'all brothers ain't ish, man. Let me give the next tour dates. Let's see real quick. All right, we got December 4th. They back here in Atlanta at the State Farm Arena. November 13th, they're in Charlotte. November 14th, they're in Columbia, South Carolina. November 5th, was that 15th? They're in North Birmingham, Alabama. The 16th, they're in St. Louis. The 20th, they're in Brooklyn at the Barclays. The 21st, they're in Newark, New Jersey. November 22nd, they're in Atlantic City. I'm only promoting this because I love Brandy. That's my girl. Uh, November 23rd, Hampton, VA. November 29th, Detroit, Michigan. November 30th, Washington, D.C. I told you December 4th, Atlanta, Georgia. December 5th, New Orleans. December 6th, Fort Worth, Dallas, Texas. The next day, December 7th, they in Houston, Texas. Then they at the Benchmark International Arena, December 12th. Miami, Florida, December 13th. And December 14th, they're in Jacksonville. I don't know. Maybe I'll get tickets to the December 4th in Atlanta. Or maybe or Charlotte. Maybe I'll drive up to Charlotte and see it. I don't know. Atlanta might be a better look. But the Boys Mind tour is out right now. Shout out to Brandy. Much love to you, Bobo. So if you haven't seen the tour, go check it out. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe now. Hit that like button before you go. Show your boy Choke some love. December 4th is Jay's birthday. Yeah, we know that. Good for Jay. Right? And Choke no joke, man. I'm here. I holler at y'all in the morning. You know what it is. Truth be told, all day, every day, even on the holiday. Take y'all out of here with the new joint. Truth be told. All right? One love.
Sold a lot of units, but still checks. Squares, Nike, I run with checks. People use Marcy as pets. I move his skin, you on your head. All your tunes are dead. You ugly like your dreads. No bag, I'm on your head. No fag, I'm my shooter. You the Glad Duke shooter. You do balls, but no hooters. Choke no joke, I am the future with no Malloy. You play with boys, be out here wishing she was a boy. You her decoy, you her bitch. Choke no joke, I am the shit. Yo Cam, get off my dick. Mad Jim, king of the dips. Without you L's, you have no hits. Your last hit was True Life, when he caught you with that right. Yo, Big Joe, am I right? Nigga Dame saved your life, and then you crossed him for Ho. Got on stage with Ho. You an actor, you ain't Poe. Joke no joke, you already know. Yo, man, I'm done, man.
Choke no joke, yeah. It's choke no joke. Let's go. Choke no joke, chicken choke no joke. Choke no joke, niggas choke.